Started for today. Hello, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. I am Noor, Chair at IEEE University of Melbourne Student Branch. This is second edition of Unlock Xtreme 14.0. And yeah, today we are going to discuss data structures and algorithms in Python. Before we get started with event, I have a couple of requests for you. First, make sure that you mute your audio and you turn your video off so that there's a better streamlining. And secondly, the previous chair, Emerson, is participating in Student of the Year University of Melbourne contest. If we have any University of Melbourne staff or students here today, I request you all to please vote for him, and let's share our part of support for the one who is contributing to IEEE University of Melbourne. The link is in chat. So if one of you or any of you is affiliated with IEEE of University of Melbourne, please just click on the link and it will take 10 seconds to just vote for it. It's Emerson Keenan, graduate student. And yeah, that's it. And now I'll give you 10 seconds and then after that I'll get started. Okay. Let's get started for today. Today we have Satar, who is going to give a talk on data structures and algorithms in Python. And we have Amir, Paraz, Sadek, who are going to run the contest. So Amir, Sadek, and Paraz are with IEEE University of Melbourne, whereas Satar is with Computational Intelligence Society at Victoria section, as well as he's the chair of the society, and as well as he's also the Xtreme ambassador for RMIT for this year. So if there are any students from RMIT, he's the person to go to. I would also give you his email address in the chat, so you can write to him directly. And we have a bit of announcement about Xtreme as well. We will do that after the lecture. And yeah, over to Satar.
Okay. Thank you, Noor, for introducing me, and thanks for this great event you organizing, and thanks the team, Amir, Paras, Sadek, and other IEEE Melbourne student branch for this great events and for this IEEE Xtreme competition. So today, today's talk, it is about data structure and algorithms in Python. So University of Melbourne, Noor, and other colleagues in IEEE University of Melbourne, they organized a different Python workshop for this Xtreme workshop, Xtreme competition, and so this is the one, I think it is this number 2, and we are going to talk about data structure. And so let's this is the this presentation, and all everything is thanks Noor for preparing, and this is just between this talk is presented by Noor and me, and this is the Noor chair of the IEEE Melbourne student branch, and this is my email address as well. I am from RMIT. I am the chair of IEEE Victorian Computational Intelligence Society. I'm also research fellow at RMIT. Okay, today's talk is, I can make it a bit full screen. Yeah. Is it now clear? Okay. So today's talk, we are going to, I'm going to cover integers. So this is data structure. I'm going to cover first data structure, different type of the data structure in Python. In any language, programming language, we have these type of the things, and So we will see what kind of strings, integers, floats, boolean. These are some of the data structure, important data types in Python. And then we will talk about arrays and lists and tables. And so then we will, and also sets and dictionaries. And then we will talk about NumPy matrix, and then some functions and the coding tips at the end. Data structure. In Python, it is very, very simple. In some languages, programming languages, you need to declare data before you use it. But here, you don't need to declare those variables. For example, you just start with writing x equal to 2, y equal to 3, or z equal to word, for example, any word or any type of the string. So you don't need to declare and say that, like C or other languages say that this is the, or Fortran, or very, very old. You don't need to declare anything here. Just you can start with writing, and when you say that x equal to 2, it means that Python can understand it is the integer. And when you just say that it is equal to 3.5, and Python can just understand it is float number. And also, if you put all these, this is the very simple structure in data. So integers, floats, Boolean, and also we have strings. Those are the primitive data structure, very simple. And if you put those data inside the list or sets or a dictionary, that become a bit complex data structure. So you can have a list of words, a list of integers, list of floats, and as you can define your own data structure. Depends on the what kind of data, what kind of business question you are going to solve, what kind of modules, packages you are using in Python. So let's move to simple data structure. So integers, floats, strings, and Boolean, these are the probably very important type of data types in data structures in Python. We will go each, and so you just, integers is just only integer numbers. Float is something like real numbers, any kind of real numbers. String is could be any number of characters. It could be one word, it could be two words, it could be even text, one whole email text. Or Boolean could be, Boolean is just only true or false, and we call it a 0 or 1 as well. 1 for true, 0 for false. And Python can understand 0 and 1, and or you can use true or false. So integers and floats. So these are some kind of numeric formats we have in Python. Of course, we have another type of the data. It is called dates. We are not going to cover here, but dates is another type of the data. It is very similar to the string, I can say, but it is a different format, and there are some packages that take care of the dates for you. And we are not covering here, but this is the integers and floats. So suppose these are the integers, 4, 5, minus 1. And if you want to create float numbers, you need to put at least a dot. For example, if you put 4 dot, and Python understand that this is not integer. If you write just 4, it means that it's integer. But if you put 4 dot, or 4.5, it means that that is not integer anymore. So this is some kind of how you can, if you open Python environment, and then you can just type x equal to 10, y equal to 3.5. So then it means that x is integer, y is float number. And if you want to see that yes or not, you can type bracket x, gives you it says that it is integer, or it says that it is, for example, if you put print bracket type x, comma type b, type y, It gives you integer, comma, and float. This is based on the Python tree as well. We have two versions of the Python. When you install in your computers, there is a Python version 2 or Python 3. So most of the people these days, they go with Python 3, but you can use Python 2 as well. When you are using Python 2, make sure that you don't put print bracket, just only print and no bracket, print space, and that's it. So a bit, very small differences between Python 2 and Python 3 versions. So if you have two integers or float numbers, you can do these very simple basic operations. This is for multiply x multiply by x to the power. This is different from other. For example, in our language, you use hat instead of double star. So this is the power, a bit different. And of course, this is the same all in most of the languages, slash for the divide when you want to divide. When you want to have a floor division is and the division is very similar. In the floor division, it goes just take the integer part of that one. It is called the floor division. And this is a mode function or reminder. For example, 10 divided by 3.5, it would be 3, the reminder will be with 3. So also you can use absolute function, absolute of x. If x is negative, it gives you the, and of course you can use sine function, cosine function. And also, if you want to check that in your program, if you want to check if the number is integer or if the number is float or if the number is numeric, you can use this function is instance. X, for example, is 10 here, and int, the answer would be true. And if you use is instance x and float, the answer would be false because x is not integer. And and also, if you want to convert a float number to integer, you can use int function. Just put if int bracket any float number, it converts to the integer. And this is for complex number. You know, there is also complex number, 1 plus 2j. You can type 1 plus 2j, or you can just type complex 1 and 2. It just create complex number. Strings, this is another data structure in Python, very important type of the data because we have lots of unstructured data. Over 80% of our data in any organization, it is in unstructured form, and string is just those type of stuff. For example, your email address, the whole email address can be considered as one string, or any word in that email also can be considered as one string. Also consider that 19 here is string because you put it inside quotation. So string goes inside quotation, one quotation or single quotation, single quotes or double quotes. So when you are going to define a string in Python, you need to put inside double quote or single quote. You can go with any of them, with single quote or double quote, but make sure that don't use single quote at the beginning and double quote at the end. This is just some kind of error. You can use any either single or double. This is the string, for example, x is equal to apple cake and y equal to cookie. You can write all in one line, or you can just say that x equal to apple cake, and in the second line you can say that y equal to cookie, but inside quotation. You see that here I used the single quote, but in the second line I used double quote. Doesn't matter, it works, but we need to just, it is better to, in the whole program, keep consistent. So use just on the single or double. So if you want, you can apple cake plus cookie. If you want, you can use this one, X plus any character you can put between them and Y. It gives you apple cake and cookie. And if you multiply string by 2, it is different from the when you multiply by integer by 2. So when you multiply 2 by 2, it will be 4. But here it would be cookie, cookie. So you see that just repeat. And when you put 3, it means that 3 times repeat. And this is x2, 2. It means that, and very important thing here is as well is when you start, what does it mean, this one, x2 dot dot. x2 dot dot here means that just start, Python start with the index of 0. So the first index in Python, for example, if in string, if you consider apple cake, A is the first position. But in Python, it is the 0 position. So this index of A is 0. When we say that x2 dot dot means that x is apple cake, yes. Start from the second position. Second position would be A, the 0 position, P is the 1 position, and P is the second position. So it would be PLE and cake. And also you can just y0 plus y1. y0 is C, y1 is O. It would be CO. And if you want to see that length of your email address, length of any string character, you can use len bracket y. It gives you the length of how many characters it is in that string. This is also very nice one, is you can split. If you put S split, S is a string. You can, for example, you can say that X split. Sorry, this is X, not S. If you put X split bracket, inside bracket, I put it space. You can put it something else, but I put it just space. It means that if any space, just split with space. So it would be apple and cake. If you put, instead of space, if I put any other character like comma, it can't split. It would be the same thing. So because there is no comma inside apple cake, you see. And another one is the counter function, counter x. Again, this counter function is very also useful. It creates kind of dictionary. We will go to the dictionary. This is a dictionary, keys and values. It says that how many P is there, how many E is there, how many A is there. So exactly you can see it is very, very useful function, very simple function. Sometimes we need to also convert string to lowercase. This is good for the analytics. When you are going to do analytics, it is better to convert all to lowercase. You just put x dot lower or x dot upper. It creates all to lowercase or uppercase. And this is also very important here. If you have x equal to x 42 and y equal to 42, again for if you want to convert numeric features like 42 to string, you can use str42. It converts 42 to string, or you can just put 42 inside quotation. It is the same. And x plus y is not 42 plus 42. It would be 42, 42. Okay, Boolean is also very important type of the data structure. Where we use Boolean, mostly we use Boolean inside the conditions. For example, when we inside our program, when we say that if this condition satisfy, go and run this part of the program. Otherwise, go to another part of the program. So Boolean is very important. It is kind of true or false, or true is 1 and false is 0. So this is very, we can create Boolean parameters just using variables. Also, there is a function called the bool, and if you type a bool bracket, and if you put any 0, for example, bool bracket 0, it gives you false. If you put bool bracket false, it gives you false. if you put bool bracket empty list, and then it gives you false. And if you put a bool bracket 2, it gives you true. This is another, it is a function in Python. You can create Boolean data in Python. We'll go to the Boolean, some of the exercise here, some of the practice. Suppose x is equal to 2 and y equal to 2 dot. So in that case, x is integer, y is float number. So if you say that x between 1 and 5, you can do it in Python easily. This one, x between y and 5. And if you put this x between 1 and 5 inside result, and if you print it, the result will be true because 2 between 1 and 5. So this is the result is a Boolean data we created using x. So again, you can create another Boolean, x equal to y. Yes, it is true because 2 equal to 2. Even their type is different. One of them is integer, one of them is float, but their values are same. So this equal, double equal, exactly, just check the values, not the type. So if you want to check the type, you can use is. X is y, then you will get false. If you type x is y, then you will see that that is false because their type is different. And there is another parameter also, x greater than y. No, it is x greater than y. No, that is false. But if you put not, so then you will get true. But if you don't put not, then you will get false. This is the not equal, and you can use x not equal to y. So for example, you can say that if x not equal to y, print do something, otherwise do something else, and then that is the thing. And not x is equal to x. Yes, that is true. And when you type this one in Python and print it, then you will get true answer. This is the something you can use Boolean here. For example, if y, this is the, we just had a look to this type of this thing. This is the, just bear with me. This is the function, reminder function. So it goes to find the reminder. So this is that y2, the answer would be 0, yes? Then it prints this one, y is even. If, for example, if y is equal to 3, then it goes and print the second part. This is the if else function. Even you can use more if, elif, you can use elif here. You can say that if this condition, print this one. Elif another condition, print this one. Elif another condition, print something else. And at the end, you can put else. And also there is a bool function. If you put a bool and nothing inside, it print false for you. Data type conversion. It is very important to sometimes you convert one type of the data to another type of the data. For example, sometimes we need to convert numeric to string. Sometimes we need to convert string to numeric. For example, 19 is a string in your email, and then we need to just find those numeric and convert those numeric to which is string. We are going to convert it to numeric. So conversion is very important. We do this type of the thing for organizing, or most of the organization data, they are not clean. Sometimes even you see that the data, the column, it is kind of, you need to convert to date type, or you need to convert it to a numeric feature or to a string. So this is very, very common things in when working in a data science position. So we will see also this type of this is the very important type of the data structure. So we had a look to integers, floats, and also we had we saw strings as well. Now we are going to put those all inside together. We are going to combine all together. We can put in arrays, we can put in lists, we can put in dictionary, we can put in sets and something else. And we are going to have a look. So first, the matrix or array. So how it looks like. This is the mostly numeric features. For the numeric features, we use array. So how it works? There is a array package in Python. When you are using Python, there are some simple basic commands. You can use it without importing packages, but in most cases we need to import proper packages. For example, when you are going to work with the array and matrices, you need to import array, or you need to import NumPy package. We are going to have a look to the NumPy package as well. So array is one of the, for example, packages we can create matrices. So very simple. For example, here, if you type, we are going to create matrix of A. You just type ARR. ARR stands for the array. You can for the simplicity we can use this one, but you don't need to put. If you don't use it. Import array as ARR, you need to type the full name. You need to type array.array. But for simplicity, mostly we just import, for example, NumPy as NP. We import Pandas package as PD for to work in a simple environment. So just simply, this one creates an array of a few elements. And if you type AA, it gives you the type of the data here. And if you want to just print from index 1 to index 3, not excluding 3, so only it prints number 1 and number 2, not 3. So this is also very important in Python. When you just slicing any matrix or any vector, make sure that it doesn't print the last one. So it prints the number 1, index number 1, and index number 2. It would be 1.5 and 2. And that is it. And if you can also change the values. If you want to change 1 to 23, you can do it in this one. Just we change the index number 1 to 23 instead of 1.5. You see that it is 23. And you can delete as well. You can delete any element in array. Also, you can delete the whole matrix. Just put delete A, and then it deletes. And another thing is you can add new values to the matrix. You can also add. You can also see that how many tree you have. If you just type a count 3. And it says that there is 2 3 in that vector or matrix. Or you just this is another way you can also delete number 2, index number 2 from here. Just if you type it like a pop2, drop the element at the position I. If you want to drop position at the position 2, this is you can do it in this way. So we are going to have a look to the array again in another one, but now we are going to move to the list. List is another important data structure in Python, very, very important, and it is very easy to work with lists. It is almost the same in R, if you know R language, and Python. Of course, different, but the structure is almost the same. So a very important type of the data structure in Python and R. It is why we use list, because working with list is much easier sometimes, especially for the unstructured data. It makes very easy, and you can put any type of the data inside list. For example, inside list, you can put integer, you can put float number, you can put string, you can put any type of the data inside the list, and it works well. So let's have a look. List, you can create empty list by this one, or just type x equal to list. You can also just, you don't need to type empty list. You can just type x1 equal to, you can put your list type. If you type x1, it gives you list. And also this one gives you the whole list, but it is kind of reverse the list. If you see that the -1 at the end, it means that it goes from the last one to the first one. And what about this one, x1 dot dot and dot -2? It means that it would be, it goes from the back to the first, but the step is 2. So the answer would be 5, 3, 1 instead of 5, 4. The step will be 2. And also there is a in as well. You can use, for example, if you want to check that 1 inside it belongs to x1 or not, you can type 1 in x1. No, there is no 1 in x1. Then if the result would be false. I think this one would be true because there is a 1 here. Yeah. So that is the answer would be true. 1 in x1. Yes, that is true. And also you can sort list as well. There is a x1 dot sort, just to give the list name dot sort, and the reverse true or reverse false. Reverse true means that from the largest to the smallest. And also you can create a list using range function, 0 to 20, step 5. You can create any list, very simple, very easy. Range is very, very important function in Python. It just gives you flexibility. For example, you can go from 0 to 1000, any 10 by 10. So that makes very easy to work. And also you can create a list of 1, 1, or just if you multiply by 3, just create 3 elements in list. And also if you look at here, x2 is string d for d in x2. And what does it mean? It means that convert all elements to string. So if you have a x2 or x1, suppose x1, this is x, so string d for d in x1. What does it mean? It means that any element in x1 will be converted to a string. So if you want to convert the whole elements of list to string, you can use this function. And also you can create a list of false true, and there is any function and all function as well. If you want to see that any of all list elements it is true false, you can use any or list. These are some of the other examples, how you can add or how you can remove or how you can find maximum values, and all you can use, especially the last one is very important one. For example, if you say that x for x in A, if x greater than 2, find all elements in x which is greater than 2. So you can change the condition and you can use for your own program. And the difference between arrays and the list, of course, arrays or matrix, they are very good for the numeric values, but not good for most of the other type of the data. For example, for string. List is good for any type of the data, and inside the list, you can have, inside only one single list, you can use different type of the data as well. You can use integer, you can use float, you can use even list of lists. So it is very easy to manage very different type of the data inside list, but array is also very good for the numeric values. When you are dealing with a matrix or mathematics, or it is good for these type of things. Tuples, and this is also very, very similar to the list. The only differences between tuples and list is you can't delete any element in tuples. So if you define tuples and then you need to keep it, you can't update, you can't add new elements here. You can't update information. You can't say that I'm going to change one value to string, or I'm going to change one value to different value. This is the one of the, of course, sometimes good or sometimes bad. The good thing is about here, if you want to keep it the same for the whole program, and if you don't want anyone else to change those values, you can use this type of the data. And another thing is it is very fast as well. Comparing to list, it is faster than list. Most of the things that we can use for list, we can use it here as well. The format is a bit different. Instead of the square bracket, you need to use round bracket or just without bracket. And also you can use this one. Even you can change list to tuples using just if you type a tuple and then list, it changes. And also you can use the same sort of information we had. You see that you can't delete any element here. You can't update any element here. You will get error. You can but delete the whole data. You can delete X2. Okay, sets is a bit different from list. Again, here we can use the same sort of information here. If you look at here, the notation we use, it is a set. We use this set notation. And A is the set, B is not set, B is list. So you can add a list to A. For example, A add C. If you have a set, you can add, instead of append, in list we use append command, A append C. But here we need to use add command. So if you have a set, you can A add C, will give you. And another thing is important here in set, if you repeat any element twice or more than one, it just count one time. So A, B, C, C means that A, B, C. Just we can't have a repeated value in set. It doesn't give you any error, but when you run the program, it just remove one of those C. And even you can change set to list. Just if you type list, set gives you the list, for example. And I think this is something wrong. Yeah, this will be, the answer will be square bracket. List A will be square bracket. And also you can update as well. If you want to add B to A, you can A update, and you can remove as well. You can remove any element here. You can check A is in A or not. Just type A in A, yes or not. You can intersection, union of the set. This is the mathematics. Sometimes it is important. Sometimes in your data you have lots of duplicates. If you want to remove, you can use set function. And the dictionaries. Dictionary is also very important type of the data. So sometimes we can't do it using list, or we can't do it in set. We need to use it using dictionaries. And for example, if you look at here, we can say that car model, car year. If you want to have key and values, if you want to store your data as a key and values, it is very, you need to do it probably most easier way is doing in of course dictionary. But another type is the data frame. You can consider data frame pandas package, but also dictionary is much more flexible. You can have a year, you can have even the value. The first one is the keys, B and Y is the keys, and Ford and 1989 they are the values. You can update, you can do anything, you can delete, you can add the values, you can find the keys, you can find the values. If you type car values, it gives you car values. If you type car keys, it gives you the only keys, B and the Y. And also you can just items as well. Car items just gives you the whole items instead of only keys and values. You can type car items. If you type, for example, for X and Y in car items, if you print it, it prints B Ford and it prints Y 1989. So this is another type of the data structure, NumPy. It is an array and very, very important type of the data, similar to the previous one we had here, but it is much, this very, very popular than this array. So let's have a look to NumPy. It is very, very important, probably very important package in one of the very, very important package in Python is NumPy. So makes easier for most of the, especially numeric data. If you want to work with the numeric data, this is the way you need to consider. And just you can, here I put some of the things, NumPy, how you can define one-dimension array matrix or two-dimension matrix. If you want to create a three-dimension matrix, 2x3 matrix, you can do this one. If you want to create a 2x3 matrix with all values as 5, you can do this one. You can do NumPy zeros as well. There is a np.zeros. We define the np as NumPy as np. That's why we can use np. If you don't as np, if you remove as np, you need to put numpy.random. You can create also random matrix as well. You can create empty matrix as well. So you can divide the whole matrix by 3 easily. You can divide the two-dimension matrix by 2. You can, if you search type, if you type type A, it gives you the NumPy R matrix here. And also slicing, how you can do slicing, easy. And also you can find the dimension of the matrix. That just type the name of the matrix dot shape. It gives you the dimension and gives you the type. And also all these, there are lots of things. Also reshape. Reshape is also very important. If you want to change the shape of the matrix from 2x3 from 2, 3 to 3x2, you can use reshape function. And some of the important things about also NumPy, there's a dot. This is the dot. When you multiply two metrics, you can do this one. There is a very flexible functions inside NumPy. You can use them. And also you can delete them as well, delete rows 2. If you want to delete columns number 2, if you want to, if you have two matrices and if you want to add a second matrix as at the end of the other one, and then you can do it. And also for columns, if you want to concatenate two matrices by columns, you can do it as well. And you can change any value in the matrix using just, you need to give just the address, which position. 1, 1 means that the position index number 1. So it would be changed to 10. And also you can create this one. If you want to slice your matrix, if you want to see that which elements they are greater than 1, just type easily a greater than 1 gives you those elements that greater than 1. And this is just a very important NumPy package. And let's move to the last bit. And slicing, we already covered this slicing, but instead of typing, for example, matrix from this element to element, you can use slice as well. There is a slice function in Python. Slice 3 means that until position 3. You can use slice 1 to 16. For example, if you have a string or if you have a matrix or anything, you can slice between 1 to 16, between 1 and to 16. There is no 16 characters here, but it is, Python will not give you any error. I just say that from 1 to 16, step is 2. It would be number, start from 1, number 1 position will be Y and H and N. And also this slice is also important when you are going to slice your matrix or even your other type of the data, you can use a slice function to make it which slices you need. And that's I think we are almost we need to finish it very quickly as the time so so let's have a look to the sort one. There is also sort functions, very, very important. I just put a few examples here. You can sort a list, you can sort array, you can sort dictionary. There are some functions, building functions in very similar functions. And for example, for sort list, you can use sorted. You can put the name of the list and reverse is true. And for array, you can put name of the matrix dot sort. Access equal to 0 means that for sort based on the rows. If you put access equal to 1 means that sort based on the columns, or you can use our sort function. And for dictionary also there is some sort function here. I put it here. So, but also you can write your own function to sort those things. Those sort function already in Python, but you are also welcome to use your own user defined function. You can just create your own function and you see that this is the function. Actually, quick sort is available. We use quick sort. You can define quick sort here. If you look at here matrix quick sort, this is exactly the same thing here. The answer would be exactly the same. You can define that function and use it. And that is it for today's lecture and today's talk. And we just only a few things, just coding tips. Make sure that you just write some comments at the beginning of your codes for any part of your codes. It's better to make it clear, because after 1 day or 2 days when you go back to your code, it is make easier for you to follow what you did. And write in functions like this is the function. Function is very, very important to write everything in function, because it is very clear. You can see that where the error is, where the bug of the code, you can find the bugs, errors in your code, and make it easier to work. And that's all. And these are some of the references. I recommend the first one if you started looking for Python. I suggest go for the first reference, and it is lots of practices, lots of tutorial available inside, and also exercise at the end of each course available. I think the first one is very, very fantastic for beginners. Thank you. And any questions?
Thank you, Sattar, for the presentation. If any of you guys have any questions, you can ask it in the chat section, or you can unmute and speak up. After that, we have Sina, the Vice Chair of IEEE Student Branch, who would like to add a few comments. After Sina's talk, we will start our contest, and we will dive into the questions that we have for the contest. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. I just wanted to briefly go over a few points. First of all, thanks, Sattar, for the great intro for the contest and workshop today. So I first of all wanted to ask everyone to let us know if you've already registered for the IEEE Xtreme. I will share in the chat a link to a Google form where you can fill the information, and so that the student branch will know a raw estimate of the number of people participating in the main 24-hour Xtreme working coding contest. And as well as that, I will, if you haven't already registered but you're interested, also feel free to fill the form. And I will also send in the chat some details regarding how you need to register. First of all, you need to be an IEEE member, and you will also need to provide a proctor name, which I will put in the chat for you to copy if you need to register and have it already. And finally, I wanted to let you know that Emerson, one of the past IEEE UniMelb chairs, is participating in the MSD contest for People's Choice Award. And if any of you know Emerson, I will share the link for you to vote for him for this year's award. Thank you very much. That was all, Amir.
Thank you, Sina, and thank you, Sattar, for the very valuable introduction and a detailed discussion about the tools that we can use in Python. So I'm going to share the contest link, so everyone can click on that. If you have already signed up for the HackerRank, you can start answering the questions. We will award top marks that are gained through the contest with Woolworths vouchers. So we have $25 voucher for the top one, and also 5 other $10 vouchers for the subsequent contesters who have the highest rank. All right. I'll share the link with you guys, and you can start whenever you're okay with.